What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. We're back today with another market watch. I just refreshed all my pages. So much craziness is going on with the buyouts due to the OCG Banlist. If you missed the OCG Banlist, I have another video on that. I'll link at the end of this video to explain why things are going so crazy. But you guys gotta remember, the OCG Banlist is for the OCG. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get what they're going to get. But first thing that happened that was just so huge, Tribe Infecting Virus came off of their ban list. It's a card I've been saying could come back off the ban list at any time without an errata. Despite it not being a once per turn, we've got Double Dark Hole, Raigeki, Double Kaiju Slumber. Tribe is perfectly fine to come back to trigger the Mermail Atlantean effects. So it does have a home already. To find a near mint copy on TCG Player, you have to be all the way to page 5 now. And $15, this man's has 50 of them. He was ready, Phantasm Gaming. And he also, oh, nope, this is somebody else now. I think he had the first ed one lowest a bit ago. But now, Game Time CC has 2 at $16. And that's the cheapest here on TCG Player. So, just a little more to upgrade to first ed. I would just wait a while. Realistically, they're not that much, but they've been grabbed up before because of GOAT format. So they are kind of missing, but maybe some GOAT players will be tempted to sell theirs at this price point and downgrade to the rare. I like how the rare looks a whole lot. We look over here. This one is not near mint. It is used, and the first near mint first ed is $15.93. I have not looked up unlimited, so let's see if it's cheaper on eBay if we can find a near mint for a relatively good price. Nope. They're all heavy play, moderate play, super heavily played. It's rough out here, boys. The cheapest is actually the first ed on this platform, and it was the same last night, but the $12 one got snapped up between 4 a.m. and now. I was actually going to refresh all my tabs, but it just wasn't looking like it was very fun content. So I'll just give you the breakdown. Last night, Dragonic Diagram hit a low of $25, and it's chilling there now. People are really scared of how hard True Draco is going to get hit over here. I want to emphasize, remember the last ban list with Zoo and it just got a slap on the wrist? I feel like True Draco is going to get that for us. Remember that Japan has had True Dracos for half a year-ish more than us. Not quite, like 4 months, 5 months more than we did. So we're probably in for some more True Draco time than them. I do want to see it go. I would love to see Masterpiece banned, but I seriously doubt we're going to get the same kind of hits that Japan got on True Draco. Yeah, here it is, chilling out at $25, and this is what's about to be insane to me. Actually, let's just get into it. Guess who else is $25? This is the day that Super Agent becomes worth as much as Dragonic Diagram for a second, because it's only $20 over here on eBay. Somebody has Infinite from Canada, but the lowest US seller is also at $25. It just proves somebody's doing the buyout, I think, and it's not a natural buyout, because people would be fine waiting for $5 less. Let's face it, they would definitely just buy these and wait a little longer if they were panicking out. So it's probably resellers getting this, but $25 lowest US seller on both platforms, and this is a really cool custom field center, by the way. I do like it, although I'd have to see it in person. It might be a little dull for me. Just a piece of cardboard for $10, but hey, that's the Yu-Gi-Oh game we play. I definitely think it's insane that Dragonic Diagram, without an official hit here, is now priced the same by US sellers as Super Agent. That blows my mind, but again, Super Agent didn't get hit. It's taking over the OCG meta. It shows how much we pay attention to the OCG and how much we try to make decisions on what we need now based off of them. Remember, we have updates probably to the Vindred archetype coming. We have different things that happen to us than them. I don't know that we'll be following suit, guys, but people really are jumping the ship on Dragonic Diagram. Personally, I wish they hit True Draco so hard they could have left this at 2 for the True Kings, but it's just see ya later in Japan. Going to Super Agent, if you haven't noticed, they just hit every other deck, basically, besides Pendulum Magicians, that was in that pie chart that was topping. And so if you've seen the pie chart, it's the OCG meta breakdown. And Spyrals had taken like 33% of that pie chart as was. And then the next were like ABC, Dinos, etc. Like every other deck got hit so hard. And Spyrals are now just left to, as if everything around them got hit for them. They're like, huh, thanks. That was pretty good for us. So, seems to be the hype deck. The other notable thing here is Spiral Gear Big Red. The European English version is now at 20. There was one for 15. It got bought. Again, unless they got bought out, there were the German sets. Spiral Big Red. Spiral Gear Big Red. And we'll look up the Super. And it looks like you can get the Germans still at 10. There's German sets at 20. So, again, if you really need to hollow out your Big Red instead of having the common, there are cheaper options to do so. eBay, the English print Super is still lower at 13. It was the special edition promo with Lightning, but it just seems to continuously be going up right now along with the hype. People gotta have everything shiny, huh? And Quick Fix is kind of still staying in that suit. $10 here versus its market price of $8. This is just something to watch along the next few months. We get Circuit Break soon, so we definitely might see an impact. I think it's YCS Dallas's opening weekend for it, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know for sure, but let me know when the sneak peek is. It may be its first YCS. I might just be confusing myself, but I think Circuit Break will be legal by Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. Rescue Cat got put to 3 in the OCG, and I just wanted to show you guys that there is a budget option still. There's the Duelist Saga one. If you want to grab them now, there's that emergency rescue card that makes the rescue cards really good, and it makes sense with its errata that it would go to 3. I think it could become really busted in the future, so you might just want to pick those up now. There's, you know, something cheap. Talking about other cheap pickups, Super Wavering Eyes is still chilling out real cheap if you can find a seller with multiples and then find something else they have. We got lightly played ones that you want to avoid, but if you're a Pendulum Duelist, you might just want to have these supers ready. If not, go back to the days of playing the common. Remember, though, this was an expensive common, so I think this really could help the Pendulum Duelist. Set your scale, activate 2 scales, get double Iris's effect, get another scale, or Skull Crobat Joker. There's a lot that this does, and it's really good. So I would suggest just having a set of supers if you're a Pendulum Duelist. Next, we go into Preparation of Rites, and there are no first eds last I checked, but I refreshed the page, so let's go ahead. You can get your Near Mint Unlimited original prints really cheap, SOVR, at the $1 mark, but I believe there's no Near Mint first eds that we're going to find here. Whew. My allergies are acting up a little, boys. I swear it's not tears at how bad the meta got wrecked. Or the, you know, the prices. Yep, $26 here. And then on eBay, there was none at all. So if we go SRV first, instead of this unlimited price, 6 results. They were all, I believe, moderate play, moderate play. We've got super rare, first edition, light play, moderate play, light play, and not saying it's condition here. It says new. Let's read it. This may be your cheapest option at $16. I guess it's at new condition, so it should be near mint. 16, they have their listing a little Yu-Gi-Oh! Oblivious, but hey, that's still something. $16 seems to be the cheapest now. I don't believe that was there last night, even though it doesn't say new listing. I think this was the first thing that I thought was like, oh no, that's getting bought out. And it was completely bought out by the time I looked at 4 AM. I was talking to people and I was like, you know, we still have the rest of the Vindreads coming. I think Preparation of Rites is probably going to get bought out, and people will think it's about to just, like, follow suit here, the Ritual Support. I think this is one of the cards that will follow suit. So you might just want to have your SOVR Unlimiteds. They're relatively cheap on TCG Player if you're wanting to get them. Again, I'm just showing you guys the cheap pickup now versus what's already sold out. And the first set is long gone. Next is Dragon's Ravine, which experienced the good old double up from its ban list. You see the norm at 6. This is not Cyber Dark hype. This is a really insane card overall, though. Dragon's Ravine can come back in the meta at any time. And the super rare variant is at $11 lowest. We see this at $10 as well before... plus Dragon's Ravine plus Sand. Oh, I guess it's like a common Dragon's Ravine comes with it. And then we have 15. I believe Dragon's Ravine's always been kind of an expensive common, though. So let's look up what's happened with that real quick. Dragon's Ravine. Oh, no, the commons, well, at least at the light plate, it's sticking low. Yeah, 25 cents near mint. Yeah, you'll be able to still get the common relatively cheap, but the super is just way up there. Again, we don't know. We don't know that these will follow us here. We don't know that we'll get the effects of this ban list. So it's really crazy how much price has changed. Ultra Pot of Avarice. Let me make sure I'm fresh on this. Ulti sold out completely. The Ultra, I'm surprised at a DR4 common. Last night it was still at $18 low. Or a DR4 Ultra Rare, my bad. And yeah, it's still chilling there at $18, $20 for a DR4 card. This was probably one of the most traded cards out of the DR set. But for an Ultra to be this low for this playable of a card just because it's banned, I think we'll see the typical DR4 trend happen. Although that's usually with supers, isn't it? So let's go prices on DR4 just to show you the ridiculousness of DR4. And then we'll note that's a playable card if it comes back. We see just crazy things with DR4, and you see all this as moderate play in the market prices. So I think we could see the pot go up soon because the ulti sure has. Look at the ulti. The only near mint is a PSA 9 version of it now. It may have been that way. People might have already had the spot out. I don't know the quantities, but man, it sure is crazy what's happened with it. Let's go to Pot of Avarice. And it has its own section for the ultimate rare if you're wondering where it is. You can still get the supers plenty cheap, like if you want a hollowed out version. But man, it's first edition near mint ulti. Ooh, nice. So that's a new listing. Is at $22 lowest for one. So yeah, it's still relatively easy to get thanks to TCG Player, not eBay here. And that's a new listing. So yeah, you might want to get that one. I'm sure it'll go actually pretty fast. The next one is $38. So this card basically is non-existent. If you remember plant format fondly and you think you might be playing this in Zombie Minerva Sworn, the main deck I think this would get use in, you might want to pick it up. And then finally, Ghost Ash, I just wanted to note, is just trending up still at 63. It's like people are throwing their money like this is the only safe card to get. It's not safe. If Gold Series comes out this year, I'm pretty sure it's in there. But 62, 63, it continues to go up. People want access to this. It's a hand trap that's really amazing. I don't know that I'd be spending this much on it, but it seems to be where people are putting their money for now. So thanks for watching this Market Watch. Hopefully you enjoyed it. What did you guys think of the OCG ban list? What did you think about its impact on a huge impact on the TCG market? It really shook it up. It's almost as if we're just waiting for any piece of like our own ban list to come and like hoping that it's reflective, but that's always gambling, folks. Like you're gambling that we'll see the same changes when you do these things. But when you gamble low, such as the Wavering Eyes or Preparation of Rites, SOVR Supers, with Vindreads, you know, coming on the horizon, those kind of ones make sense to me. The Super Agent one, that's being the same as Diagram's insane.